everybody going? I'm gonna pound out a quick video. I had to do the Qigong to get negativity out of my system. It's just after 7 a.m. Sunday. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm listening to a bird sitting in the chair. Everything seems copacetic. I found a video of Dixon and found it. They made a Wikipedia page for him in 2010. Nothing on nothing. Just a couple sentences. And I'm just running through the history of it. Million in, of course. Because who gives an F at this point? What, we're gonna wake people up or something? Nah. That's the trick they use. They're like, well, there's that group over there. They're your tribe. I'm looking through the Wikipedia. There's nothing on Reddit, on his social containment paper. In this video I found, I mean, it's good to identify him. But it's just that old trick of, oh, science is progress. Science will think its way to an illuminated society. So he's working on that robotic stuff for disabled people. I mean, handicapped, because I'm disabled, but it's from anxiety, autism, ADHD. I mean, I'm not saying I can't walk and think and talk and chew gum all at the in close proximal time. So what's the point of this video? Well, Fiorella's brother was studying space engineering or something, like the same exact nonsense, the same typical stuff. So why did Fiorella's brother end up Mickey Mouse pushing buttons for some stupid rigged podcast that seems to have finally ended? That Convo Couch nonsense. Looks like Fiorella can no longer stomach going on camera. She seems to have reached the same point as Farron Franzak, who I did notice ended up at a new TV station the last few months, but my guess is someone will make it known that they know who she is, and they'll have to fire her again. She'll have to get fired again, I bet, when they find out she's so, there's just nothing about her that you can, I mean, a person like that, you can't give them a teacher. You can't, there's nothing respectable about any of these people. I think the irony is that while the Warren Dixons of the world think they can control us through AI and computer and internet social media, the funniest, I think, is that I was able to control them. I was able to somehow turn back whatever they're attempting on us. And I was actually able to influence their faces and their confidence reading off of hidden teleprompters. I break brains is what I do through truth. So if he has kids and you grew up with them and you're like, oh yeah, Professor Dixon, I think he's from this town, and Yeah, I went to school with his son Chuck. I don't know if he has a son Chuck. I just know the name Chuck from Happy Days. The missing. Well, he wasn't missing in year one. Chuck Cunningham. Um, I never understood why everyone was saying like, "Oh God, look how hot Joni is." I never understood like, "Oh, look how tough the Fonz is." And then Potsy Weber, it's like, come on, that's too over the top, goofy. You know, you end up like a Dairy Queen Karen going like, are you a goofball? Oh, now you're acting tough like Fonzie, aren't you? But what were you talking about? So right, this guy, so right, I shut them down. I saw what they were doing back in 20. As soon as I got into social media, because I was undiagnosed, so my attempt at becoming a teacher, in hindsight, was predictable. Went down the toilet, so I ended up on the internet. And I always mailed it in. I never took this seriously. I had some good years in my 20s living in Ireland. I mean, multiple years living in a different culture where it felt humane. It felt like freedom. It rained a lot, but it was a very pleasant. They're very nice people, I must say. To quote Martin Short, I must say, at Grimley. But we're not gonna go there. So basically, I took the philosophy of the police sergeant from Hill Street Blues. He said, "Do to them what they're trying to do to you. Do it first." I think he'd say that to them right before checking out at the like they would meet in the morning for coffee and donuts. Okay, there's a gap of time that I will not edit out. So anyway, to wrap this up, I've been sitting here for so and so number of minutes, over 7 minutes it looks like, and it's still not even 7:30 a.m. on a Sunday. I found my voice. I figured out perfect pitch. I figured out my voice, and I figured out the way my mind works. Not my mind. The mind is who we are. I figured out how my brain works, it's my brain. You have a brain, it's your brain. It's not, sorry for the sigh there. This is, uh, non-negotiable. Freedom is non-negotiable. And when you push on us, on normal, regular people, there's like millions of us, and a lot of us are smarter, better. I mean, we're better in every way. We're even better looking than them. We're just nicer, sweeter, smarter. I already said that. Just moral. We have more ethics and morals that I mean, they're demented. If someone's demented, they shouldn't be they shouldn't, like, why are the demented people running social media? Why are they allowed to get away with this, breaking our constitutional rights? And then when it's figured out, they're like, oh, it's a conspiracy theory. We've done studies on the conspiracy theories. It's like, F you. So basically, that should give people an idea of why I'm making this video today. I woke up upset. I found a few screenshots. I found a video of the turd in Florida. We wrote a paper on social containment. So this guy's trying to figure out like, how can we get a handicapped person? We can hook up wires to him or whatever. Maybe we can do wireless, and he can he can now walk. He can now You know the Stephen Hawking's thing? Hawkins. I don't know what his last name is. If there's a G or not. Um, Starting to stem my foot, but no one can see that. I'm still drinking some coffee here, trying to wrap this up without saying again. I think I covered everything. Now I just got to since turning off the AI, figuring out how to shut off AI, it's been no problemo with Audacity, and also uh trying to not puff a thought here. Um, so Audacity's working with the AI off. What else was good with the AI off? I forget. But it's just much more pleasant. I've been proactive completely the last month. Um, I did this thing where I lowered the brightness on the monitor, and now I see that it's much easier to disassociate oneself from the computer and to get back into reality. If that makes sense. We need a disassociation can be good. Why do we want to disassociate? I mean, it's obviously bad too, but it can be good to disassociate from scumbags who are effing with everyone. And here's one of them. The Reddit conspiracy, not Reddit, Eglin, report came out. They're covering it up. They're covering everything up. They probably want to delete my channel. They very well might delete my channel. I do have a lawyer who I could ask to sue YouTube, Google if they delete me. I don't know if she'll take the case. They gave me 2 strikes on videos that they covered a sensitive topic, but it didn't. I don't. Basically, it's a cupcake lawsuit that they broke the 230 code. YouTube, Google is harassing me, and then when I appealed that, they gave me strikes illegally, unconstitutionally, too. I'm not saying it. This is criminal. What they're doing to us is criminal. I will try that if they delete me. I don't know what I'll do if I might disappear. If they delete me, I might disappear. Um, but I don't know. I'm not thinking ahead to that. I'd probably maybe try to go somewhere else and probably because this is a special interest. I sing, I can speak. I got multiple graduate degrees, although I admit one of them's Mickey Mouse teacher degree that's worthless. The Department of Education getting shut down, that's a good move. They're useless. I noticed they were demented throughout the years, decades. But he better not touch that Social Security. And he's already probably done some things that, like if he sent people down to El Salvador who are not criminals, and they're, I mean, this is a disgusting effing world. And I confront the people in power. I can only do so much. So here I have this video I found of Warren Dixon. He's in Florida. This is the BITCH who wrote a paper on social control, talking about influencer nodes, using physics and math and crap. Maybe not fit. I don't know. Math, whatever so he's basically trying to figure out, like, well, oh, that's the part of the brand. Maybe we can hook a wire, the wireless or the whatever, and then the individual who we control through social containment, by the way. But we won't mention that in Wikipedia. So they're trying to make it seem like it's progress. Like Elon, it's progress. Technology and science and being rational and logical is going. We're enlightened, we're illuminated. So this shit's been going on for like 400 years. But the people smart enough to discuss it, they're in class right now. They're teaching, or they're somewhere trying to, just like any of us, just trying to relax, and they're like, what a frickin' joke this all is. So I'm very proud to put up a video like this where my voice is strong and I say how like I'm not addicted one bit to social media. I don't follow any of it. I see a little bits and pieces, so I'm able to mention shit like I did, like the El Salvador thing. But for the most part, I'm just singing and working on stamps. What else do I do? The few people in my life, I try to be nice to them and help them out, and otherwise, I just try to eat right and sleep good and breathing. And I just try to breathe nice and slow. I love confronting these losers. I think they're disgusting. They're grotesque, disgusting losers. And I'm glad I was able to get scoop after scoop. I'm glad with the outcomes for Adrian Lamo and Debbie Lusignan. I had nothing to do with their outcomes, but I'm quite glad how those concluded. I mean, I think it's a coincidence that I was tweeting the truth to Adrian Lamo. And I think it was all I did with Debbie Lusignan was post the truth of her running an agitprop on a plane. She was the airplane Karen. And then not you, it always, you one, I think we end up feeling like we're talking to them all the time. Them, them. So, in conclusion, though, I just want to say that I think it's ironic that what they try to do to what they try to do to me, all I can do is what I do, and I don't want you guys, the good people out there, to do anything or at least really think it through. And you don't want to get in trouble. You don't want bad people to f with you like they did with me. This is why I fight back. They f with me. They f with me. So this is what they get. They're not. They get. So the irony. I didn't finish the point. So the irony is like they think they can control us. I mean, they think they can actually control our movement, our brains. They can control us. This. Yet I look at that guy. He's got a stiff neck. He he's always smacking his lips. He's not outrageous. He doesn't seem like an outrageous drug addict or alcoholic, but he's definitely on something. His autism helps him to hide that he's got a little bit of the facial movements. I twitch a little bit here and there. I drank a little bit in Ireland in my early 20s. Um, but otherwise, I was smart enough. Well, I had a good granddad who warned us about the cocaine. And then if you're not going to do cocaine, you're not going to do heroin. I mean, if one's smart enough to not do cocaine, they're not going to do anything else, I don't think, based on what my grandpappy taught us. Our grandpa, we called him Puppy. It's a funny. That'll about do it. I'm glad I didn't say anything too stupid. That's Warren E. Dixon in Florida somewhere. Fiorella's brother, Jonathan Mayorkas, he's probably in Florida somewhere. I don't know where Fiorella is. the filled actress who was arrested right before she became this famous podcaster in cahoots with Jimmy Dore, who's in cahoots with Joe Rogan. They're all in cahoots. I just they're so arrogant. The system is so arrogant that they don't see they have blind spots and they hallucinate. They said the AI hallucinates. These people like they can't they're from a cult. And if you're in a cult then you're not free and you're not no one's gonna be stronger mentally or physically or anything like that if they're not good. One has to be a good person to be able to use gifts. They're demented. They're like thinking there's this thing called magic, and how can we use this to maintain control over barbaric human? I mean, they're human too, yet that's what they end up thinking. Because they're demented. They're in a demented cult called the military. I pointed out, I'm sure others pointed out, but it's obvious that these frickin' POSs have crossed a demented line. I did what I could. I try to get those podcasters to have their faces tweak out uncontrollably. I I reported that this guy called Jimmy Jean is actually his name's Peter Richard Mormon, and he blogged his donkey tail on big forums like Daily Cost. And this has been going on the whole time that we're being effed with all the time. And if they really didn't want Trump to win, they wouldn't have coronated Kamala Harris. If they didn't want Trump to win in 2016, they wouldn't have coronated Hillary. This is a joke. This is script. It's all scripted. I'm not saying it's fake. It's saying we're like, I'm not saying idiotic things. But I'm saying that they do control the social, they're controlling the narrative. Like Piers Morgan is completely scripted. Every single effer of them is in on it somehow. It's demented, it's bizarre, but it's the truth. Okay, take care. It's better to know.